I said, if you will get your notebooks out, we're going to hit the ground running, try to give you as much time as possible to work on your project today. Same sort of deal that we've been doing. Today we're going to open up with two more of our Heimlich history videos. Today we're looking at Unit 9.5, Calls for Reform and Responses, 6, Globalized Culture. When you're watching these videos, I mean, these are the things that you need to be looking for. You want to get specific examples. These are notes for your notebook. I mean, we are going to do a notebook check here in the near future, but more importantly, it gives you a sense of direction, if you don't already have some ideas, of some of the things you should be talking about in your PowerPoint project. Again, the project itself is due on Monday. That's going to be the first grade in next 6 weeks, the first test grade in next 6 weeks. Next Tuesday, we're going to do an SAQ over globalization in general. And then next Wednesday, we are going to have our final ECA, pretty much everything 1900 to present. Today is the end of the 6 weeks, so anything you're missing needs to be in by 4:30. Extra credit, it is still open in AP Classroom. That needs to be completed by 4:30 as well. Don't wait till the last minute. If you try to log into AP Classroom at 4:20 and it just so happens that the website's down, guys, there's not much I can do about that. 4:30 is the cutoff regardless. So please, if you want to still try to improve your grade, if you can still improve your grade, those are things to take advantage of. Finally, as far as AP test prep, we did have our first tutorial last night. I taped it. I'm going to post that on Canvas here shortly. I'll be sending out an email in the near future about mock exams. That way everybody here and at home kind of has the full info as far as what all opportunities are. So before we get started, you may, in your notebook, wherever you've been taking these notes, make a little section for 9.5, Calls for Reform, 9.6, Globalized Culture. So as you're watching the first video, Calls for Reform and Responses, because again, globalization wasn't necessarily a good thing for everyone. These are the things that we're looking for. Give me some specific examples of challenges to assumptions about race, class, gender, and religion. Now, that's really wordy, but just think about all the different movements towards equality. That's kind of what we're talking about. Leading into the 1900s, a lot of systemic racism, a lot of gender discrimination, you name it, okay? During the 1900s, I was going to say 19th century, the 1900s, things do start to change at least a little bit for the better. That's what I'm looking for. Give me some examples of an increase in access to education and new political, professional roles. Basically, a lot of this has to do with movements that were organized to try to affect change. 9.6, a little bit shorter, Globalized Culture. Include a summary, specific examples of global culture, global consumerism. What are some things globally that got really popular? Maybe things that originated here in the United States and spread all around the world. Globalization is everything spreading. And because everything spreads at a much quicker rate than it really ever has in world history, we culturally are getting more similar, across the globe than arguably we've ever been before. So look for examples of that. Look for global consumerism. What are some products? What are some materials that people around the globe are continually being infatuated by? Like I said, once the videos are over, you will have the remainder of class to work on your project, be productive today, but also keep in mind it's the end of the 6 weeks. So if you owe me anything, that might be something to address as well. So our first video of the day, Calls for Reform and Responses After 1900, Unit 9.5.
Well, hey there, welcome back to Heimlich History. Now, we've been going through Unit 9 of the AP World History curriculum, and in this video, we're going to consider how increasing globalization led to calls for reform in terms of human rights and economic inequality. So if you're ready to get them brain cows milked with utmost equity, then
all right, remote students, watch the two Heimlich History videos, take some good notes in your notebook, work on your project. It's due Monday. And like I said, today at 4:30, everything's shutting down in Canvas, the extra credit on AP Classroom. Make sure you get that stuff submitted before 4:30. If you need anything, please let me know. Good luck.
The first major manifestation of this new dialogue was the Universal Declaration of Human Rights created by the United Nations in